สวัสดีครับคลิปนี้นะครับก็จะมาเดินเควสบทแห่งมังกรนิทรานะครับของตัวใหม่น้องโคโคมินะครับชื่อตรงนี้อ่านยาวมากแซนโกโนมิยะหรือเปล่านั่นแหละช่างมาละกันก็เปิดเควสมานะครับมันก็จะให้ไปยังเกาะนี้เลยนะครับเกาะที่เรามาเจอโคโคมิตอนแรกเลยนะตรงนี้ก็วาร์ปมาตรงนี้นะครับฮะเพลงค่อนข้างเพราะ
This should be where Kokomi said to me. Do you still remember this? Paimon remembers. We came by here last time. That was back when you did things on the island. Must have changed.
If the enemy outnumbers you, seek their weakness and exploit it. If you outnumber the marauders on the waterfront are supplied by sea. Burning their ships is the path to success.
General Goro, sir.
More or less. From the directives left behind by Her Excellency, we can surmise that a Fatui could split into two teams. One to draw their attention, and the other to circle around behind. Then again, Madame Kokomi made clear that we are not to split up without sufficient forces.
Sir, shall I send for reinforcement?
I doubt there's time. Her Excellency's directives also stipulate that we should wait in ambush and avoid making the first move. Since we lack sufficient troops...
Sir, we're just gonna stand...
Her Excellency's directives also state help may arrive when all seems lost. As for where this help is supposed to come...
Hey, Goro! What are you guys up to?
เรานี่ไงคนช่วย
Captain, you've returned to Watatsumi Island.
That's great! Her Excellency's directives are... Recently, the remnants of the Fatui forces have been unusually active. Unfortunately, we don't have the manpower to split into two teams.
Hard to say no when it's the Fatui.
Good. There's not a moment to lose. We'll go behind enemy lines. Watch yourselves. We'll be...
Seems like the Resistance still remembers us. Come on, let's help them get this situation under control.
Solidify!
Shine down!
Come on out.
Now you shall perish!
โอ้น้อยจัดเลย
Solidify! This is order.
Comrades, they've set the ship on fire! An arson attack! Curse them! They leave us no choice but to attack! Comrades, let's make them regret it!
Inazuma shines eternal!
Finished.
We were lucky to have you here. We'd have no way to prevent...
What's that you're holding? Is it the what Paimon seed? Oh,
Yeah. Well, no, not...
are you serious?
คู่มืออะไรเนี่ย5 เล่ม
Her Excellency always plans for every scenario. Plus, these are her... Still, we're fortunate to have them. They make sure we're prepared for...
Oh, understanding.
Captain, are you back on Watatsumi Island to lead Swordfish 2 again? We've all been feeling your absence. Her Excellency says that now is a time of peace, and that we should reduce the size of the military and focus on about half of us are still organized into task forces, supporting the platoons. The other half of course, not everyone's happy about it. The other day, an old buddy of mine was grumbling about being forced to build houses. Said they'd have to drag him away.
The spirit of the Resistance is alive and well, huh? Anyway, we're here because Kokomi invited us to the...
I believe Her Excellency is currently at Boro. There were reports of a possible disturbance over there. We should probably get going ourselves. And, I'm sensing a growing unease among them, but I don't know what's causing it. They won't say. They used to tell me all their concerns, but whatever this is, they're keeping it hidden. I don't like it one bit.
Sounds good. Paimon is ready when you are.
ก็เป็นเควสที่ค่อนข้างง่ายนะ ไม่ค่อยมีอะไร เก็บสะสมวิวนิดนึง
Wait, aren't you? Oh, it is you! Oh, you. I wasn't with Swordfish too. But I did see you with Tatarasuna. Oh, you really gave it to those shogunate samurai in the fight of on. Is there anything you need from me? I'm at your. On edge, you say? In fairness, the battle isn't long over, and well, perhaps it isn't. Victory's declared, and all of a sudden, the fighting's over. I don't know what else it could be, but what I do know is that as and all the more so now that you're back.
What a nice guy. Let's go ask.
I've definitely seen you somewhere before. Settled? Not that I would necessarily. I keep to myself mostly.
พาข่าวไปด้วย
All too rowdy for me. We're at peace now, finally.
Huh. Seems he's about to fall asleep.
ทหารยามเดินหลับเนี่ยนะ
Ugh, I don't understand what Her Excellency is thinking.
Exactly. Everyone knows you can't trust the Tenryo Commission. I heard they've been.
Wait, for real? You're sure?
Positive. Some of our guys had a run-in with a few Fatui. They caught them.
I knew it! The Tenryo Commission are a bunch of crooks. They'll never change. Honestly, it's...
Shh, keep your voice down.
Hey there. What you talking about?
Captain, you're back. Do you think we should tell the captain about what we were discussing?
No, let's not mention it. She's one of her closest advisors.
I'm sure the captain would see where we're coming from, but you're right. We should probably play it safe. Welcome back to Watatsumi Island, Captain. Nothing to report here.
Her Excellency should be in the village at present. Heads.
Paimon definitely detected some hot.
Admit it! We know you've been secretly supplying the Tenryo Commission with goods purchased on Watatsumi Island. I knew something was off about a Tenryo Commission merchant doing.
I'm innocent! Ha! You're as guilty as they come. You never should have been. Take him away.
Wait! Kokomi! There you are! Something's going down over here!
Your Excellency! This merchant is our surveillance shows that in his whole time here, he has made numerous purchases, but no sales. And yet he has no stock in his possession.
I haven't!
That will do. Let's not let ourselves get too worked. Matsuda, Uchimura. But before we make any decisions over whether this merchant is, if he's guilty, of course, there will be consequences. Excuse me, sir. As you know, my subordinates have.
Of course, I can explain. I'm a trader on the island, so naturally I built up some inventory. But then I was robbed by the Fatui. They took.
And why should we believe you? So what? That doesn't prove they took his goods. And even if they did, it'll still end up in the Tenryo Commission's hands.
What? The Tenryo Commission are colluding with the Fatui now? This is the first time. I suppose it is true. What's that got to?
What, the Tenryo Commission start colluding with the Fatui after the fighting's already finished? We met a representative of the Kujo clan recently. It doesn't seem like he'd have the time to be colluding right now. But on the way over here, we accidentally on purpose overheard.
It has been brought to my attention. We are scheduled to begin peace talks with the Tenryo Commission soon. The Kamisato clan, Kujo, Sara, and I will be accompanied by our guards. But just as arrangements for the peace talks began to fall into place, if that's the case, then the peace talks are like, sir, are you...
Yes, it's the truth. I swear. They stole my goods and then they ran off that way. But that's where that...
Very well. The potential, however, if we find evidence to corroborate the claims of collusion between the...
Yes, of course.
Matsuda? Uchimura...
Well received, Your Excellency.
Good. Now, Traveler, I mean, Captain of Swordfish Platoon Section 2, would you join me in the investigation? Good. I also...
If we do find the merchant's good,
โดนใช้งานอีกตามเคยนะครับ
whatever's going on between the Fatui and the Tenryou Commission, we need to get to the bottom of it.
This must be the Fatui camp that the merchant was talking about. From the looks of it, it used to be a Hilichurl camp. Who knows why the Fatui occupied it?
Looks pretty...
Not by brute force, that's for sure. But that's not a problem. The terrain are enemies in the light while we are in the shadows. Option 1. Take the king and it's checkmate. The Fatui's presence in Inazuma is weak at present. If we strike from above and take down their leader first, the rest of them will be option 2. Hit them where it hurts. Over there, for example. A store, if we manage to discreetly set the gunpowder alight, they'd be caught completely off guard. Both their morale, option 3. Use the environment.
Wow, that's our grand...
That will depend on
อั
our
นที่
assessment of our own abilities.
อ่านไม่ทันนะครับ
Surprise attack from the air is the quickest solution. With an explosion, we could rapidly reduce their numbers without a... If we decide to take advantage of the environment, we should be prepared for a lengthy siege. It seems that this is my preferred tactic. Let's work together to give them...
แล้วจะระเบิดยังไง ในเมื่อ ไม่ใช่ตัวธนู ไม่สามารถจัดทีมได้ด้วย โอ้โห เดี๋ยวถังระเบิดอยู่ตรงไหน นี่
Explosion was roughly the size I expected. Hopefully we've given them a
ระเบิด
fright.
ตัวเองเกือบตายอยู่นะครับ
Whirling snow.
You haven't seen the last of us.
Order guide you.
Allow me.
ก็ดาเมจก็ไม่ค่อยเยอะเท่าไหร่นะครับ
Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish.
Looks like I went too far. Dues.
Gather.
Whirling snow. Excellent work.
All thanks to your genius...
Actually, even the best tactics live or die on the string. Winning a battle takes a concerted effort from everyone involved.
Now that you mention it, hi, my... Hey!
I must admit, I wasn't expecting to... What's their objective? Let's scour the camp for evidence.
All right, time to... Hey, look here! Could these belong to the merchant? There's a lot of stuff. Some of it has the term... Whoa! This place is chock full of bomb-making materials!
เจ๊มายืนในร่ม
Little past their best. Kokomi! Kokomi! We found the merchant.
I see. Oh, nothing. I just zoned out for a moment. Let's see here. Yes, these are the stolen goods, all right. Food, medicine, farming tools, all essential for post-war recovery. And he was probably stopped. By contrast, it's doubtful that the Tenryou Commission has any need of these items, so in all likelihood, he's just an opportunistic merchant.
He's hardly a saint, though. We're not just gonna give them back to him and let him go.
Don't worry. I had already foreseen. In my recently issued post-war temporary decree, I included restrictions on the prices of essential everyday goods. These items will ultimately... If he had taken the time to read the decree...
Kokomi, you think of everything.
I wish that were true. Take this alleged collusion. The low energy doesn't...
Huh?
Nothing. Come on. It's not long now until the victory feast. It'll be a...
Got it! First we mend the peace.
นำสินค้าไปส่งนะครับ แอบเก็บแครอทสักหน่อยเดี๋ยวคุยทำไมเนี่ย
My goods! You got them back. Thank you, Your Excellency. You see, I told you
I'm not so sure.
Based on the information we gathered from the Fatui camp, had it been the case, then knowing how the Fatui...
But what?
No ifs, no buts. We've recovered the goods.
Apologies.
Guess we got carried away.
What did I tell you? You army numbs.
Sir, I'm afraid you're getting ahead of yourself. You may be innocent of the accusation. You have already admitted to being the owner of these goods, so we are obliged to respond with appropriate...
Wait, Your Excellency, whose side are you on here?
I have no business taking sides. As the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island, just as merit must be recognized, mistakes must be penalized.
Wait a minute,
Well, don't just stand there.
Your Excellency, he says all the goods belong to him. Those of a Tenryou Commission emblem are probably his, but not the rest. Especially these ones. They're clearly for shrine use.
It seems the Fatui simply dumped all their stolen goods in one place. I know, that's...
Not at all, But if I may, Your Excellency, maybe there were no signs. I know the peace talks are coming up, so...
I understand your concern. I'm going to take these items back to the Sangonomiya Shrine. Watatsumi Island observes different customs than the rest of Inazuma. I imagine it must
เกลียดการเดินเล่นมาก
alien to you.
เป็นอะไรที่เสียเวลาโคตรตัวท่านโคโคมิก็น่ารักแบลๆใช้ได้อยู่แล้วสำหรับคนที่ชอบสายแบลนะผมรู้สึกว่าแบลไปหน่อยนะครับอายากะเองผมยังว่าแบลเลย
Since I last came to this
แต่
village,
อายากะเก่งนะครับ
there's been a lot to
พอรับได้
recently. Next time you visit, I'll take you to visit Watatsumi Island's old shrine. You know, the earliest shrine on Watatsumi Island was not it was close to the statue of the Seven. Back then, the people of this island recognize the shogun's existence, despite not venerating. But after she struck down our protector deity, the relations between Watatsumi Island and the shogunate have soured ever since. I've been hoping to raise all this at the peace talks and discuss it properly. Grievances have...
Your Excellency, what brings you out this way on your business? Oh my, you're looking a little worse for wear.
Thanks.
Your Excellency, I beg you, heed a word of advice. If we reconcile with them, the god who...
Come on, it's ancient history. Besides, the fighting is barely over.
I know, it's just...
I appreciate your concerns. I will consider the options carefully, and be sure to proceed appropriately.
Wonderful. We're all counting up.
Oh, Your Excellency? Well, I'll be... Fancy meeting you at a place like this. Do you know, my daughter's enrolled herself in the Shrine Maiden selection process this year. I'm always telling my daughter that if she gets the chance to learn from Her Excellency just look at Her Excellency, still so young, but so mature and...
Well, if she comes to Sangonomiya, I'll look out for her.
Your Excellency. Boy, am I glad you're here. As you know, agricultural output has taken a pretty big hit this year. Let me bring you a...
Oh, Your Excellency, isn't this the captain of Sword...
Your Excellency!
Please, though, for the longer ones, I'd prefer it if you could write a report and Are you alright? This kind of...
Your Excellency, here you are. There's been a situation. We're still waiting on the delivery of a whole batch of ceremonial items. And
Oh, we retrieved those already.
Really? That's fantastic. I sorted through all the petitions received recently and also, according to the schedule, you're just in time for your...
That's today?
Yes, the two young ladies have arrived safely. We're just waiting...
I see. Oh, let's rendezvous tomorrow at the end. Yay! The victory feast! That's the name of the game. There'll be some Watats...
Great! See you tomorrow then!
ก็ให้ไปหาโคโคมิอีกทีตอน 10 โมงนะครับก็เราก็ปรับเวลาเลย 10 โมงใช่ไหมนะเราเป็นคนตรงต่อเวลาเดี๋ยวนี่แล้วกัน
That's weird. How is she still not here? Let's go ask that soldier over there.
Are you looking for Her Excellency? I'm afraid she isn't here at the moment. I don't...
So strange.
Not necessarily. If I recall correctly, let me see. Yes, number 98. Should a visitor from afar come to see me, and should... The footnote stipulates that this only applies when Her
เรื่องแบบนี้ต้องมีคู่มือด้วยนะครับ
communication regarding her whereabouts before disappearing. And even then, as far as I'm concerned, you two tick all of the boxes. I keep this directive on me at all times.
Kokomi really does think of everything.
140 เมตรจะบอกว่า เจออะไรให้แวะอีกแล้วทำลายอ๋อรวบรวมเดี๋ยวนะเราจะไปเอาอันนี้จากตรงไหนอ๋อตรงนู้นนี่เองเอาเป็นว่ายอมแพ้ไปก่อนแล้วกันอีก2 อันอ๋อทันไหมเนี่ยไม่น่าทันนะโอเคช่างมันก่อนแล้วกันเดี๋ยวนะลงมาลึกไป
Are you sure this is the right place? Feels like we keep heading deeper into the middle of nowhere. Hey, doesn't that tree look like the one she described in the directive? It looks like there's a way in over there. Let's take a look.
นี่นะครับต้นไม้สีม่วงแล้วให้ทำอะไรอ๋อนี่โอ้โหไปไหนไม่บอกเลยเดี๋ยวนะโปรดไปทำเส้นทางขอดูก่อนไปตามเส้นทางไหนอะไอตัวเมื่อกี้ไปไหนแล้วอ๋อนี่ไงแต่คิดว่าไม่น่าใช่นะดูทรงแล้วไม่น่าจะใช่หรือเปล่าไปไหนละเอาละความมั่วไม่เคยปราณีใครสงสัยต้องกลับไปดูใหม่นะครับ อดีว่าเมื่อกี้คิดมากไปหน่อยนะครับ จริงๆด้านหลังเนี่ยแค่นี้ก็เจอโคโคมิแล้วนะครับ ไม่ต้องไปไกลเลย คิดเยอะเกินไป ตลกตัวเองนะครับ
So this is where you ran off to. We were gonna meet up and
It's I apologize.
you got sick?
No. It's nothing like that.
You run on energy?
No. It's just a figure of speech. You noticed? I guess, to be honest, I'm not really cut out to be a leader. And at first, my dream was to be constantly communicating with people, trying to retain their morale. You're somehow supposed to make people feel wonderful, just that because of my bloodline. I was always going to end up being the divine priestess, sooner or so. Whenever I feel, don't worry, it doesn't. I have to make a.
Is there anything we can do to help?
I should be feeling. I was reading a book last time I was here, but I only got about.
We'll find it for you, and then we'll read it out to you.
You do that for me? I'm really lucky you came back to Watatsumi Island.
Whoa. So does Kokomi make time to deal with these even when she Sangonomiya events cash flow? This is a lot of work for one. Let's Hey, look! Could this be the book she wanted?
อะไรกันเนี่ย-4 -3 -2 -2 คืออะไร อ๋อ พลังงาน
Swordfish Captain came back?
That's just, give it here.
Guess that was the wrong one. It's gotta be this one. Look, there's even a bookmark. None of the other. Ooh, it's pretty dense. Well, let's take it over and.
โอเค ไป คุยกับโคโคมิต่อนะครับ
Chill all the time.
Kokomi! Is this the book you.
I'm not sure, actually. Yes.
Kokomi? Oh no! She's fallen into tonight's the victory feast. Not to mention that the peace talks are just around the corner. You sure that's a. She does look pretty exhausted. Guess there's.
The light disaster. The war's over. Did you see? What time is it?
Yep. You've been out for ages. It's nearly.
I can't. I haven't slept that peacefully in so long. Thank you. Well, we better get ourselves over there. It's nearly time to light.
Woohoo! Kokomi's back to full.
มีพื้นพลังงาน 3 หน่วยด้วยนะครับ ตลกมาก เอาล่ะ รู้สึกจะได้ของมาค่อนข้างเยอะแล้วนะ ลองไปอัพไรเดนซะหน่อย เรียบร้อยนะครับ ขึ้นมาทั้ง 3 หน่วยเลยเยอะจริงๆ เทเลพอร์ตดีกว่า
It looks like everything's in place for the feast. But I still need to.
Oh, how much energy?
Don't worry, I've got plenty. Thanks to you two.
That's great! We'll be.
Welcome, everyone. Today is the day that we recently Our war with the Shogun's army came to an end, and we fought. None of us can know what the Inazuma of the future will look like. But tomorrow, thank you all for your valiant efforts throughout. This feast is held in honor of each and every one of you gathered. Tonight seems to have gone off without a hit. People tend to be more open when they're in a good mood. I still have no further leads regarding the issue, and I'm concerned that something might happen at...
Okay, sure.
พูดคุยกับฝูงชนตัวนี้นะครับเหยียบบนแผงปลาเลย
Watatsumi Island recently. Well, the biggest thing for us is that we can finally. During the hostilities, the open sea was full of warships. We just had to make do. When the catch wasn't good, we'd all go hungry. We'd go to bed ravenous and be tossing and turning all night. I hear you're captain of Swordfish too, is that right? Well, thank you for your service. Here.
Oh.
Come on, take it. Without you, we'd probably still be going to bed hungry tonight.
Okay, well.
โอเคนะครับต่อไปคาบาซาวะ
Hey there. Care for some fruit and vegetables? Are you referring to the thing about the Tenryo Commission and the Fatui? It's funny you should say that the soldiers seem excitable, though. I've had the... He's been acting strange these days. Always shouting and waving his spear around when he's got nothing to do. He's scared the... It's a miracle the fighting is finally... Sorry, I'm afraid I don't have much information.
Sounds promising. Let's...
Wait, don't tell me. You actually came back. I thought you'd abandoned the platoon and made a... Nuh-uh. Is that so? All anyone talk... Do you remember what the most important thing is to the Got that right. So I'm gonna put you to the test. I'll answer your questions, but only...
This guy... What do you think? Are we gonna do this?
We'll see about that.
Swingblade!
You're a strong fighter. No wonder Her Excellency chose. You really do have a warrior's will. Then maybe you can understand us. Captain, comrade, we made it up. The story about the Tenryo...
What? Lord Kokomi's been worried sick! What the heck are you thinking? This could send you right back into war with...
Yes, that's exactly what... Peace talks? Everyone's been drawn in by the idea. What's to stop the Tenryo Commission from stabbing us in the back? And what's to stop the... We are the resistance. Everything... We can't trust the Tenryo Commission or the... Surely you agree with that.
His point does kinda make sense. Yeah, everything you said... Are you seriously willing to make up a wild...
Don't take that tone with me. For the sake of victory, we embody the warrior's will. You'd have me just put down my weapon and start living like an ordinary person. Every time I see them there in my mind's eye, it reminds me that I can... I guess you're not one of us. Well, whatever.
Too late? Darn. What are we gonna do? This is... About the Tenryo Committee, they wanted the peace talks to break down so that they could carry on fighting the war.
I see. I'm fine. Don't worry. This is my fault. If only I think I understand what Kozan means when he said the talks don't begin until tomorrow. But both sides have already sent their guards to the location. They are I highly suspect one of Kozan's pro-war co-conspirators.
Well, that's no good.
That won't work. Firstly, the act of it would almost certainly push the pro-war faction into... Not to mention, We have no idea how many of Watatsumi Island's...
Sounds like a really
Don't let it worry you. What's done, these soldiers crossed the line, but the blame is not there. Let's meet here again tomorrow.
อีกรอบนะครับคือมาตอน 10 โมงเหมือนเดิมไหนล่ะ
Well, the piece here. These are some directives I wrote last night. These negotiations are complex, to be sure.
187 แบบ
This way, you will be able to adapt with speed.
Whoa. This is, let's see. Fierce dispute, violent escalation. Wow. There are so many. But
glad to hear it. These peace talks, but any amount of dissatisfaction within our ranks weakens our as the divine priestess of Watatsumi Island. This responsibility, excellent.
เรียบร้อยนะครับลงมาอย่างสง่างาม
It's been a while, Kujo-Sara. I believe the...
Yes. Or you dealt my forces, but before we go any further, what are you...
That's right. She's here to bear witness. She experienced the war between us firsthand.
Seems reasonable. The first item is the maritime administration issue. During wartime, we restricted fishing rights for Watat. We intend to remove these restrictions. But going forward, any of your vessels that fish in our waters will have to pay...
That's fine. But if they're paying taxes, they should also be entitled to protection from any losses they sustain due to issues of public security. They need to be compensated by the Tenryou Commission.
Accepted. Let's add that to the peace treaty. I can assure you...
negotiations seem to be going...
The next item has to do with the movement of people and military authority. In the past, our people have been subjected to lengthy interrogations on arrival. Economic cooperation between our islands has suffered greatly as a consequence. Since the war is now over, I propose that we have the Yashiro Commission appoint...
The problem there is that trade is a reciprocal affair. We'll need...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Watatsumi Island facing severe shortages of many essential...
True, we're experiencing some shortages, but we will recover in due course. Not to mention that your proposal would require separate talks with the Kamisato clan. If they've yet to sanction it, I believe you are going to be...
Let's leave that aside for now then. On to the military question. Watatsumi Island's forces will need to come back under the jurisdiction...
That just isn't feasible. Not in the short term.
With all due respect, feasibility doesn't come into it. The Tenryou Commission alone...
You Kujo scum! Colluding with the Fatui isn't low... Comrades, never trust the Kujo! Let's get them! Protect Madame Kujo!
Number
Count Tadakatsu. Situation rest assured. I am fully aware of your concern, Madam Kujo. This is rather serious.
Excuse me for a moment. Nobody you two, here, now! Speak! Collusion with the Fatui? Is this—
I wouldn't exactly call it collusion.
We were approached by a few Fatui. At the time, I felt like we could—
But we were extremely careful. We didn't agree to anything. We just said they could maybe start by heading to Watatsumi Island and... With respect, ma'am, there was no collusion.
That's enough. When we return, there will— Might I remind you that this is the Fatui? You should be having no interaction with them. What's—
The Fatui's main forces have already left Inazuma. The few who approached us seemed like they wanted to settle a score.
Oh, her subordinates. So they're out for revenge. They want to keep— One day, I will hunt them. We bear responsibility. My sincere apologies. I have my own negligence to—
But of course, Madam, for the time being, however, there is evidently some discord within the Tenryo Commission's reign.
It seems that I must acquiesce. I will lay this issue aside for now. But we shall revisit it as soon as for the trade issues we raised. I will discuss options.
Seems like Kujo-Sara's on the defensive now.
I never knew the grand strategist of Watatsumi Island was I hope that when we meet again, we can continue these sit-down discussions. I think we can leave things there for today. Once I get back...
I should inform you that we took out a Fatui camp recently. I suspect that before long, I recommend you say and do nothing on the matter for the time being.
I will bear this in mind. I shall take my leave now.
Your Excellency, we...
Let's discuss it after we get back.
Your Excellency, you knew?
I have already been informed on the reason you believe the Tenryo Commission to be untrustworthy. Unfortunately, the end result exposed and thwarted a secret Tenryo Commission plot.
But Your Excellency, so many comrades have sacrificed themselves in the line. I want to keep fighting. I want ultimate
I understand your sentiments, but you cannot simply impose your will. And during the war, there were highs and there were lows. And in the end, there was a glorious victory. But you saw nothing of the countless others who will remember Watatsumi Island's people yearn for peace because they have long since given all they had to the war effort. I understand, I do. It was largely an oversight on my part. It taught you to...
It's not your fault, Your Excellency. Either way, we are ready to accept sentencing under martial law.
Very well. Then I hereby declare...
ประกาศอะไรล่ะ นิ่งเลย
that as of today, I am founding a new secret corps of the army. This you and your comrades will all be welcome to join.
Your Excellency, what are you...
I have concluded from today's peace talks that the Kujo clan cannot achieve absolute peace, and it is right that Watatsumi Island moves towards peace. But we must still I don't want to hear from any of you again until all of you can take on 2 shogunates.
Thank you.
All right, dismissed. Go and report to General Goro. And remember, and if there is, there will be no more lenience.
Yes, ma'am. From now on, we will focus on... Thank you for this opportunity, Your Excellency.
I think that's finally everything. I can feel my energy levels starting to drop. Me... for everything. With your help, recovering today was a reminder that I don't cope well in situations with lots of people. I think I might get Goro to handle the negotiation. Do you think so? In the past, I was concerned only with what I realized now that wasn't going far enough. I have a long way to... In short, I've still got some maturing to do.
นอนอ่อยอีกแล้วนะครับให้อยู่ด้วยก็เสร็จเรียบร้อยนะครับสำหรับฉากที่1นะก็รอฉากที่2น่าจะประมาณเห็นนะกดผิดนะครับต้องดูวันนี้น่าจะอยู่ประมาณ 1-2 อาทิตย์นะครับก็เราดูกันไปว่าจะมีเควสมาไหมอันนี้ขอลองกดสัก1 เม็ดนะครับอ้าวเดี๋ยวนะเกิดอะไรขึ้นเกิดอะไรขึ้นเดี๋ยวเศร้านะครับโลที่เท่าไหร่เนี่ยเศร้ามากทำไมเป็นฉีทำไมไม่เป็นดีลุกนะครับต้องการดีลุกมากๆเลยแต่ไม่ได้ดีลุกน่าจะร้องไห้คือเปิดมาตู้แรกโลแรกของตู้ก็มาซะแล้วขอดูประวัตินิดนึงนะครับ60แล้วนะ66 72 73 74 75 76 77ประมาณ77โลนะครับได้ฉี่มาอย่างเศร้าไม่เป็นไรนะครับถือว่าการันตีตู้หน้าเพราะว่าตัวตู้นี้เป็นตัวฮิวนะครับผมไม่ค่อยอะไรกับตัวฮิวเท่าไหร่2 ดาวไปแล้วนะครับซีอย่างเศร้ามากก็สำหรับคลิปนี้ก็ลาไปด้วยความหลุดเรทนะครับประมาณนี้อุตส่าห์ไม่หลุดเรทมา7 ตู้ติดนะครับ7 ตัวติดเลยมาหลุดเรทตัวที่8ก็ถือว่าการันตีตู้หน้าแล้วกันมองโลกในแง่ดีคลิปนี้ก็ลาไปก่อนนะครับไว้พบกันใหม่คลิปหน้าถ้าชอบก็ฝากกดไลค์กด Subscribe ด้วยนะครับ